So small incremental change. And the Kaizen that I teach takes that fear out. Because like you said, when you're facing something daunting, you'll just put up your walls, right?
Or put off or procrastinate.
Yeah. And be there you go.
Yeah, I'll take care of that tomorrow. That's going to take a lot of mental lifting. I will just do that tomorrow. Right. I do that on occasion too. It's like, oh, let's do these things instead. They look way more fun.
Well, it aligns really too with the as small as simple as possible, but no simpler too, because what you want is, you don't want this complex system. You want small working systems and complexity built on that over time, right? You've proven systems that continue to work. You don't start with the complexity and then simplify it. You simplify it and then add levels of working, functional, tested complexity, right? So you're not tacking on a dozen processes to it.
So I'm not a process guy at all. And Kevin's been working on me to get, adopting this whole process habit and getting into it. And I get it. I understand it. But the idea of breaking things down to a process is not something that comes naturally to me. I'm just, okay, cool. There's the hill. Take the freaking hill. I don't need to tell you how to take the damn hill. And what I found is you can't just tell a lot of people to take the hill without giving them some sort of step-by-step how to get there. So, I'm a break it down to the dumbest thing possible type of guy. Like, if it can be 2 steps, let's make it 2 steps. But my 2 steps and maybe the 20 steps that actually need to be taken, aren't always interpreted. So how do you look at a process overall and go, okay, this is how you should give it the first run, like the first stage of it, before you add the complexity to it and then make it simpler from there?
Something as simple as just understanding what's your starting point and what you want the end to look like. I mean, I'll take Post-it notes, and you can probably see right here, I've got like a million of them all around me, but I live with Post-it notes. That's where earlier you mentioned the office budget was reduced by stopping the faxes. We more than made up for that with Post-it notes.
Tell me it was like at least a big Post-it notes, like the 2 foot by 4 foot sheet you ripped off a wall,
Right. Right. So just starting with even just that and understanding it and understanding what needs to get done. I mean, I have built processes with people as well as, and you talk it through so you understand the contingent elements or what you might have to correct to make that work. I don't know if you saw the movie Founder about the starting of McDonald's.
No,
it's a great movie for understanding process. If you really want a cool example of both the importance and how you can introduce process to just anybody. I mean, the McDonald's, McDonald's brothers, right? They started this thing, but they were making routine the process of delivering the hamburgers. And I think Ray Kroc was in on it at that point. But anyway, they went to a basketball court and like mapped out and like what I call Shakespeare'd. They acted out what they were doing. And that way they could start to see that, well, okay, if I'm going to put the tray over here and I'm doing this, then I can't have it way over there. I got to have it right here beside me because I'm going to take the hamburgers off and put them on the buns and that kind of thing. And so anything that can help you see and visualize what needs to get done and then what's the impact of doing it, right? I mean, how many times have we walked into somewhere and go, what were they thinking when they put X here or X there? Well, they didn't map out their process, right?
It's like walking into a restaurant and you don't know, do I go to the counter to order? Do I go sit at a table? You just know that they did not think about the customer flow or journey in that conversation.
Right. Yeah. So making it visual is a big part of it.
No, I love that. That's probably something we should do, map out a little bit more, Kevin.
Well, that Shakespeareing it is huge. I'm in the military. I'm a staff officer, so I'm the person who plans on how we're going to take the hill before we tell Donnie to go take the hill. So, and that Shakespeareing, that concept is a huge part of our planning process. It happens multiple times in that program. Once we come up with, before we even issue the orders, we have to come up with different courses of action, and then we Shakespeare. We literally all get to map and move things around, talk about what's going to happen, and here's what I need to do, and then everyone gets to respond to that action taken by the ground forces or whoever. And then once the orders are placed, then we Shakespeare it again with all the commanders of the subordinate elements, and we do combat arms rehearsal, which can take like 2 days if it's a complex operation. But it's always been amazing to me all the fine detail that we discover about our plan when we do that. It's like, we're not going to have enough fuel for the tanks. We need to move forward refueling point up so that they can actually get fuel and keep fighting. And little things that you would think they're completely obvious, but get lost when you are, you're coming up with this big process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's really the value of it. Like you said, those visualize it and you see it's like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Well, no, you can't possibly think of everything, right?
Yeah.
And so set up systems that enable you to get that feedback before it's urgent, like when you're trying to take the hill.
Yeah.
That's not the time you want to figure it out.
Crap, we're out of fuel. Hey, does anyone have any ammo?